Greetings to you viewers. My name is Pastor Yvonne Chipindu as we are still continuing the style of worship. Child of God, when you are talking about the style of worship, I'm not talking about you putting on your uniform. It's not about that. It's not about gemenzi renyu mama. No. Madzibaba, it's not about chimbo yenyu yamnenge makabata. Like I said, that's the reason why kwane ma mixed bag muchechi. It is because tikubatirira pa zvinhu zvisina maturo. We, like Jesus said, we worship God in spirit and in truth. Only that. So whether ndaenda nehembe yakabvaruka, as long as I am worshiping God in spirit and in truth, I'm okay with my God. Whether I don't have a car, but I worship God in spirit and in truth, we are good to go with my God. Whether I live mubako, this story na mansion yacho, I am okay with my God. Like I said the previous teachings, that it's a shame when we are able to call a pastor a blessed pastor, yet he cannot teach you the truth. Yet he is teaching you to go and pray for your wish to die. Yet he is teaching you those fire prayers. Then that preacher is not blessed. No, he's not, even if he's driving a Lamborghini. But when you have a teacher, a preacher, who is teaching you to love and to forgive, that's a blessed pastor. So, child of God, I always say that we need to differentiate between the world and this kingdom of God. Because zvinoitwa munyika nezvinoitwa kuchechi zvakatosiyana. Ma-teachings emunyika neekuchechi akasiyana. Vamwe venyu muri kuwana ma-teachings emunyika asi muri muchechi. Because when we are being taught to hate, that you are not in church. Mutori kuchechi ya Satan, not the church of God. When we are being taught those fire prayers, those are not from God, because God taught us to love. So, child of God, we need to live and worship God in spirit and in truth. That's the style of worship of children of God. If you are doing the other way, then you are worshiping the devil and not God. I need to take you to the scriptures. We need to learn about the first church. How did they worship God? When we are talking about worship God, even when you give, it gives us the whole picture of the God that you're worshiping. I need to take you to Acts chapter 2. And they steadfastly persevered. They steadfastly persevered. You cannot worship God without perseverance. Devoting themselves. When we are talking about devotion, and Sunday. Because I'm devoted to worship God on Sunday. When we are talking of devotion, it's a lifestyle. It's who you are. You are worshiping God even in the bathroom, even when you are cooking, even when you are going to work, you are worshiping God. This is who you are supposed to be. And then they devoted themselves constantly. Remember, constantly. Like I said, it's not a one-day thing. And devoting themselves constantly to the instruction and fellowship of the apostles, the instruction and fellowship of the true men of God, not the false ones, not the false pastors, but the true men of God, to the breaking of bread and prayers. So how can you live without prayer? How can you call yourself a child of God if you cannot pray to your God? Some of us, we don't even pray. Kana mwanaka toita God bless pachikafu, zvinenge zvatoita. We don't even pray. How can you have an intimate relationship with God when you cannot pray? It's impossible. You need to constantly pray. Child of God, if you are sending your child to school, if he's about to write his examinations, he cannot pass if he doesn't give himself time to read his notes. So, child of God, God has given us this gift, which is called time. But what we need to do is to use it wisely. In this time, you need to create time for you and your God. In these 24 hours, break it down. This is time for my God. This is time for me to go to work. This is time for me to read the Bible. This is time for me for meditation. Child of God, whatever you do, even a soccer player, you cannot talk of Ronaldo if he doesn't give himself time to play with his ball. Haangozvigonere stadium. No, he needs time. Exercise hari kwa hari. When you're talking of Pastor Yvonne, I cannot just come here and preach without reading the Bible. So what you need, child of God, we are not giving God time. You know what made Jesus to be who he was? It was he gave God time. You need to create time for intimacy with God. And then you will see all your things will change. Because he said that, seek me first, the kingdom of God and its righteousness. That's all you need to do. Create time for that and you will see. That's when you will see your business is blooming. That's when you see clients, more clients are coming. Why? It is not you who are going to look for them. They will look for you. Why? Because there is something in you. Your dominance has increased. You now have power. People are just coming. You're just attracting to them, just like magnet does. This is what we are supposed to do. Saka chimaso chedu achizongoitwa muswe Sunday. Because remember, muswe Sunday, maybe we're only given 3 hours. But if I give my God at least some time every day, then I am building myself up. My spiritual man is growing, and whatever I touch will prosper. Mama mashoko atinongotaura ari mu Bible. We cannot only say them. We need to build our inner man first, and then we prophesy those words, and then we say those words. Because whatever I touch will prosper. Not when I am when my inner man is good, kwashioka, but when my inner man is big, is well built, then everything that I touch will prosper. Why? Because God, Christ has grown in me. I am that Christ that you used to know. I am that Christ that you read in the Bible, performing miracles. I can do them. Why? Because this spiritual man is grown. So what we need, child of God, have time with God. If you don't have time, if you don't exercise it, then you are not going to get anything. You will cry, you will pray and cry, and nothing will come because your inner man is not grown. So you need to crave for that spiritual milk, crave for that time with God, so that you will be able to worship and have intimacy with him, and all things will work out for your good. Because you love God. This is what the scriptures tells us. Everything is coming to my good. That is everything. Why? Because I love God. Why? Because I'm having time. I am creating time. How can you tell me you love me when you don't have time to watch my videos? How can you claim that you love your girlfriend when you are not taking her out? You are not creating time with her. So love her, Baba. But when you are creating time, then you love that somebody. So we can only create time for God and be intimate with him, and then all things will be added unto us. And if you have enjoyed this message, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share until we meet again tomorrow as we are completing Style of Worship. Stay blessed.